Enjoy every moment on the Miller family journey. A tree has many branches, and so do families. This is a story how one branch of your family grew. You see, this story is about you. Have you heard of ancestors? Ancestors are people who were a part of your family in past times, before you were even born. A long time ago, there was a lovely woman named Ruth Janet Montgomery. You can see her picture on the left. Ruth was born in 1895, more than 100 years ago. When she was 11 years old, there was a big earthquake in San Francisco. She and her sisters had to live in a tent with their mom and dad for a while. When she grew up, she moved to Menlo Park and met this handsome fellow on the right, T. Bryan Hunnell. They fell in love and got married. They had a beautiful daughter who they named Ruth Janet after her mother. You can see Ruthie in the middle. Ruth is your great-great-grandmother. Brian is your great-great-grandfather. And Ruthie is your great-grandmother. Ruthie Hunnell grew up in Menlo Park, California. Her family lived in the same house almost her whole life on Fremont Street. It was different there when she was a child. There were orchards of fruit, and the streets were all dirt. She liked to play outside and pick and eat the fruit, just like you. When she grew up, she met a man who was a soldier just returned from a terrible war. His name was Theodore Miller. He lived in Washington State before he joined the Army. Most of the time he spent in the small town of Ritzville, where they grow lots of wheat. Ted and Ruthie loved to go dancing. They fell in love and got married. This is a picture at their wedding. Ted Miller is your great-grandfather. Ted and Ruthie moved into the house on Fremont Street. They lived there with your great-great-grandma Ruth. Ted and Ruthie had 5 children. The house was always filled with children. Your great-grandpa Ted loved to garden, and great-grandma Ruth was a good cookie maker. Do you know these 5 children? I think you do. They are your great-aunts Annie, Kate, and Jane, your great-uncle Tom, and your grandmother Jabrila. As Jabrila grew up, she loved to go on adventures. She traveled to Oregon and met a man named Wally. They too fell in love and got married. Jabrila and Wally had 2 beautiful girls. Can you guess their names? Aunt Nora, your mama. Kachina grew up and she too fell in love. She married Tim Inman. Tim and Kachina had 2 beautiful babies, Callie and Emery. There are many more branches to your family tree. Your Aunt Annie had a beautiful daughter named Hannah. Hannah met a young man from Germany named Flo. Guess what? They fell in love and got married. Uncle Tom met Aunt Robin. Aunt Robin had 3 children, Ashley, Heidi, and Jeremy. Aunt Jane married Uncle David. Auntie Kate met Uncle Wendell, also known as Uncle Rock and Roll. They've been married for a very long time. Our family is fun and silly and filled with love. I hope you enjoyed this story. With love from your great Auntie Kate. Mwah, 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 mwah.